Good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening, or good night. This is Jen at JensArtyInclinations, a place to create, share, and play.
Hello everyone. Well, DEPHEMEREMBER is almost at a close. We've got today and tomorrow, and then the last little surprise prompt that is coming up on the 31st. All right, DEPHEMEREMBER. It's a cross between December and Ephemera. It's hosted by Barbara at 49 Dragonflies and Luise Heinzl. Their links are below. And today's prompt is spaghetti box window. Now, when I first read it, I read it as spaghetti box and window being combined. And I thought, I don't have any spaghetti boxes at the moment. And I guess some spaghetti boxes have windows on them. And then I realised it was probably spaghetti and then the second thing being a box window. Anyway, this is what I've come up with. When I was doing my macrame, I was colouring up some string, and a really simple, quick way is just to use your inks. I mean, I know it's a lot for such a tiny little thing, but you don't need much. And when you rinse it out, because you should rinse it out, otherwise it'll keep coming off, you'll be surprised how much colour is left. And I get to soak up all the excess for my backgrounds. I love how the corrugated card gives that pattern on the paper. And now, why am I colouring string? Well, spaghetti is like string spaghetti, and I think it even means string in something or other, or stretched. So I went with string, and this is my box because I was on that train of a box. So, box. And I'm making a window out of the box. Get it? Box, window. Because these popcorn boxes, they're like those ready-made popcorns that you get. They are so awesome. They always have these opening fronts, and I've always wanted to do something with it. So now I have. There you go. Now look, the little in-between things that I'm using as doors, I did cut them down, and I decided to just cover it rather than, gesso and paint over it all, because I thought that'd be easier. But you know what? It was a lot harder. It took a lot longer. I had to carefully cut out this piece. This is just a piece of, paper that I've used on my jelly prints and things like that. And I'm using that to cover around the actual box. And so in the end, I worked out it was easier to do the frame and then the two little door pieces separately. I tried to do them as one, but look, I'm just not that clever. And as you know, I always try and find the lazy way to get to the end. So therefore, I made it even harder for myself. But, never fear, it all got done in the end. So I was just making sure that it had a really good stick. So I'm making sure that bit sticks down well. And I do want to sew around it. So, that's not that imperative. But still, I didn't want all the little end bits lifting. And just to give it a bit of a finish, I rounded the corners with my corner chomper. And now I'm just gluing the pieces onto the door. And then we'll be incorporating the spaghetti string, the inverted commas spaghetti string. And look, obviously I've inked around all my edges. You can probably see that. But, that isn't something that you have to do. In fact, if you don't do it, then you would have almost like a hidden door. It would be a bit of a surprise, a bit of a secret passage. Woohoo! Now, at this point, I still don't know really what I'm going to do. And in fact, it wasn't until I sewed it all together that I thought, that's what I'll do. But anyway, we'll get there, right? And just because I'm opening and closing this so much, I've just put a little piece of sari fabric on both ends. And then that way, it just kind of will cover any lifting that may happen over time. And it looks cool. And it goes with the colours. And it goes with the folder. So as you know, I went pink. I really don't normally do lots of pink. I love a bit of bright pink added to things, but not like how I've done this year in DEPHEMEREMBER. So it's been good. It's been fun playing with colour. Right, now, what I've done here is I've sewn all around the edges, and then I literally just sewed the sewing machine over the string around the doors. And so that is now my spaghetti box window. It's all come together. So there you go, a little bit of fun, a little bit of something different. And this really has been quite a journey. So I had to have the word journey on this particular one today. It just seemed to fit. And I'm just covering half of that stamp over so that I only get half the butterfly leaf. So if you look carefully, you can see zigzagging and all sorts of things going on there. But obviously be careful. But yeah, the sewing machine ran over the string quite well. Now, I really was not happy with how this was looking. It was all too kind of contrasty. Tried to add little pictures to the doors. I didn't like that. I did the stamping that you just saw. In the end, I worked out, I just waxed around the corners. So this is just a little bit of wax that I'm popping on around the corners. It's a brass colour, and that actually seemed to make a difference. Originally, I was going to add some hinges because, you know, in my DEPHEMEREMBER folder, I've got a lot more room than what I normally would. But once I did this, I was pretty happy. So I just waxed it on and then I polished it off. So it was pretty subtle, really. But it does give, I don't know, a better kind of look around the edge. Now, what I did when I was sewing it is I sewed that piece underneath it. So I sewed onto the back. So now you open it up for a writing board. And again, that was just one of my jelly prints that I did. So here it is, all finished. My spaghetti box window. There's the outside of it. And if you open it up, you've got some writing space. Bit cute. I was pretty happy with it, how it turned out in the end. And I just put it on its own page this time. It became a page. Enjoy. See you tomorrow. I'd love it if you could leave me a comment below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw today. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next time. And in the meantime, keep creating. Enjoy.